My name is EXpers, and I beat one of Minecraft's hardest challenges. I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. To start this off, I gotta name this beautiful world. Exile. Pretty narcissistic. I actually love it. And watch those chunks load in. My gaming laptop is really loving this. But never mind that now. Let's get our starter equipment. Just like that, day 0 came to an end. It was a very stressful and grindful day, but it was nice. And the perfect foundation for a new world. The next morning, I woke up to the screams of a skeleton, and this reminded me, I should probably get a house built. Even though this is my first hardcore world ever, I know that mobs are the most deadly things in this challenge. No! Which is the biggest food for thought that I am allergic to. So for the remainder of the day, I spent my time building a little shack, just so in case I did come across a big herd of mobs towards the nighttime, I would be safe. It's not the prettiest thing, but it'll definitely do what it was made for. On day 2, I unfortunately ran out of cobblestone for my shack roof, so what better way to get cobblestone than to build your very own mine shaft. What was cool is I actually found lapis at Y52, and I did not know you could do such a thing. After mining some more and planting the sugarcane from day 0, the day ended there. On day 3, I came across my very first annoyance, and that was flooding. Daddy didn't raise no quitters, so I just kept going to see what the situation was, and oh my, did it get worse. Eventually I powered through and plugged holes up as I went, but eventually I did get it done and continued working on my shack roof. After spending day 4 mining, I finally finished my roof on day 5, and please, oh please, never let me build again. I've never been big on Minecraft roofs, so I did what I could to try and make it look a little better, fought off the zombie, and that was the day. Day 6, I threw hands with a spider and got back to mining and actually found my very first cave. Now, it wasn't anything crazy, it just gave me some iron and, lava, but, it was cool find. Soon after that, I hit deep slate and found my very first diamond. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I never find diamonds this soon in my runs. Okay, and finding this in hardcore, my very first hardcore, in one run like this is great! Literally right after, mapping out all the diamonds and stuff, I actually found another deeper cave, and, yeah, I am petrified of this. I do not want to mess with this right now. And if I were literally a noob, I would have died right there. Without a doubt, I would have mined that iron, fell through the hole, and died in a pit of lava in hardcore. I would have lost it within day 6. Come on. This is why you don't dig straight down. Soon after that, I dealt with more flooding, because of course with my luck, and then I made the cave look kind of cool with a little, I don't know, it's not even really that cool, but I gave it a little entrance so I can come back to it, and yeah, left the cave from there. After moving some files around, day 7, we have shaders now. For the remainder of this video, we have shaders, and I completely forgot about the file having shaders that I transferred my world to for recording purposes. And yeah, this was probably the best decision I've had in this entire video. Food was becoming a problem, so I made some shovels and decided to start working on a farm. If you heard of the idea, double-decker couch, I plan on doing that with my entire crop farm. So I'm grabbing some logs for a little design that has some simple aspect to it, because I kind of want it to feel like one of the villagers and stuff, but I'm kind of doing like a stack build. And of course, this big old man has to ruin my vibe with chopping trees, and I don't have flint and steel. I actually found a spot over here that's really nice. I really like this area, and I have an idea on some expansion, but we're gonna have to come back to that. These shaders are so pretty. Good morning, world. Day 8 is gonna be great. Let's get down to business. Bro. You know what? No, it's fine. We're just gonna keep working. All I really did today was work on the farm, which honestly is starting to look slightly good, and built this bridge. Day 9, the rain finally stopped, and Mr. Blue Sky came back out with a beautiful rainbow, might I add. Life is good. Soon after that, I grabbed some wood for my bridge design soon, and actually found a ruined nether portal across the way. Like a little kid on Christmas, I pranced myself over to that chest and found some goodies per usual, and this was actually the very first armor I've had in this world. Before the sun went down though, I really looked at this area, and honestly, I really like it. This might actually be my base of operations. So with that being said, I actually made a pathway that looks really cool. I really like the vibe of this place that goes back there, and that sunset and everything, man, it's gonna be beautiful. Day 10 started with a very heated self-debate about how I should design my lighting for my pathways. So to give it more thought, I finished my bridge, and I am very, very proud of this. Till this day, I think it's pretty funny. I still never really used a design for lighting. I literally slapped down torches and called it the day. Day 11, I got to tend my crops for the very first time now that this was done, and made my very first animal pen for cows for the foreseeable future. I am now hunting for pig. I am hungry, and my stomach is empty. Today was a good day. Day 12 was the day I get my sheep, whether they like it or not. Literally almost all day was me looking for these sheep, and the sun's going down, but eventually I did find one. This was honestly perfect because as I got the first one, I walked up a hill and boom, second one. There they are. Only thing is these things are utterly brain dead, dude. They would just randomly turn around and run away from me even though I had their delectable wheat in my hand. I don't know, it was really annoying. And just to top off an entire Minecraft day dedicated to this sheep, I turned around and the other one was missing. I don't know where that one could have gone. Day 13, I traveled a couple hundred blocks to find a singular sheep, and with that came an onslaught of random cows for no reason and an above water shipwreck that literally had no chest. So I made a crafting table, made a bow, and got out of there. Once I got home, I got the sheep back to the pen and struggled to make a shield. And now that I have a shield, I can find other ways that'll kill me. Day 14 started with replacing the animal pen's dirt with actual doors. Actual prisoners. After that, like a sunflower, I took in the sun for around 5 minutes. And finally got around to those first diamonds we found so I can make my very first diamond pickaxe. What for, you may ask? To absolutely embarrass this obsidian portal for how weak it is now before I do it to myself for not knowing how to make an enchantment table. Don't worry, it gets much, much worse. I was trying to make paper here. Paper! After excruciating stupidity, I made my enchantment table finally and was ready to move on. I woke to a rainbow on day 15, built a dock for my boat near the campsite, and did an emote for my dying grandma IRL. Day 16 was a huge innovative day for my gear. I really wanted to prepare myself a little better because one creeper could end this entire thing even with a full set of diamond, but with a full set of diamond, I can last a little longer. So with that in mind, I headed down to the mines and found myself a ton of diamonds. And obviously it wasn't all rainbows. It had its own dangers. Only thing is eventually I came against a doorway that led me to a whole new world. There was absolutely no way I could take this place on right now. So, to prepare myself for this battle, I grabbed some iron and went back up. Day 17 was the beginning of a war I never knew existed. But before I get too dramatic, Maroon 5 came on in my earbuds while I was playing, and so I started smelting iron and dancing. My entire objective for this mining trip is to conquer that cave and get all of the resources I can without dying. But once I approached this unknown battleground, I got snuck up on. As the battle concluded, I started running around and grabbing whatever resources I can just so I can finish this battle off. Day 18, I made myself back to the surface and made myself a full set of diamond armor. Not bad for a first-time hardcoreist. To end the day off, I bred my sheep and watched the sunset. Day 19, all I did was smelt some things and place stairs on my staircase. Day 20 was the most determined day so far, because that cave dealt a ton of damage to me, but it had a big enough reward to risk for. So for the remainder of the day, I prepped myself materialistically and mentally. Tomorrow, we go to war. Is now over. I have officially taken over this entire cave where nothing else should spawn. With me as the victor, I made my way back up to home base and celebrated. While the Battle of Bedrock Cove was won, the war for survival has just begun. Day 22 is the day I realized I didn't want to live on this beach anymore, so I grabbed the resources I needed and got to work. Day 23, I got done renovating, and then I grabbed all the materials I thought I would need and built a monstrosity. Day 24, I woke up to take down that monstrosity and build a cardboard box. And with that, I made it a little bit more homey and made a deck on the back. And with that, I finally had a brand new home. We are officially a quarter way through the challenge, so if you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing. I spent a ton of my poor little life making this video, so it would really help out if you did. You can always unsubscribe later, and if you want, set a hate comment. I always laugh reading those. Anyways, back to the video. Day 25, all I did was grab resources for my back deck, and I think it's turning out pretty well. Day 26 started sunny and then went to rainy, so I murdered a random man. After getting a bunch of wood in the rain, I came home, had a bite to eat, and made myself some windows. This deck was a fantastic idea, which is why I made a second one in the front. Day 27, I started contemplating my own thoughts and created my first frame for my roof. I have a vision. Let me cook. Day 28, I got myself a bunch of wood and continued my roof. I also started on a second floor where I was planning on putting my storage. Day 29, I spent all day making my home more comfortable, which I can say for certain, this is my first ever forever home. Unfortunately, I did lose the recording from days 30 to 32, but from what we can see on screen, it looks like now I have a farm next to my house and some organized chests on my second floor of my house. The extra XP in my bar is most likely from breeding my sheep. For the rest of day 33, I tore down this hill. On day 34, I was thinking about what I would put in this hill's place, but the idea I came up with was by far the scariest thing I came up with so far. I was planning to go to the Nether. The Nether is no place to joke about. This was the only place where I die in normal difficulty. When I say I am terrified of this place, I mean it. One slip up in a place like the Nether and we would lose everything we worked so hard for, so I will be over-preparing. Obviously, the first thing I did was instantly put up my shield. I'm not risking any chance in this place. So the first thing I did to protect myself is build myself a little box. This, to me, is like staring straight into the eyes of my sleep paralysis demon. But the longer I stay here, the higher chance I will die. So with that said, I chose a random direction and started making my way to it. Obviously, I'm baby-proofing literally everywhere I go. If I didn't, I'd be stupid. After mining in the wall for a while, I eventually made it to a new biome in the Nether, and it was not a friendly place. Honestly, I don't know how some people do it. They will be running on cliff sides just like this all the time, man. I am a absolute baby. Around the day 26 mark, we finally made it to the Nether fortress. Literally, our only objective here is to get what we need to open the end portal. So with that, let's get to business. That we have completed our objective. We now have everything we need for every potion we could want and to open the end. There's still one more thing we need though, and that is nether wart. Eventually we did find some, so now we are set to get out of here. But before we do that, we are going to loot some of the chests here, and thankfully for me, I got my very first smithing template. Now that we have everything we could want and the entire fortress is looted, it's time to head home. But of course, it is never that easy. My only way home is to reach that bridge and make it to that box. If I don't do that, I die. Only thing is, this place is now swarming with guests. If they shoot a single fireball towards me on a bridge, it is all over. Luckily for me, I play a lot of Assassin's Creeds. So, let's do this. After getting close to the box, I just made a run for it. I was so close to being home, and these ghasts are everywhere, so I just ran straight to it and thankfully got home. I'm never going back there if I need more rods. So knowing that I conquered hell itself, I cleaned out my inventory, sorted everything, and went to bed. Day 37 had me stressed, but filled with pride, so with the Nether dealt with for a while, all there was to do was to prep for the end. So that's what I was going to do. To do so, there was a lot to do. Number one was getting the enchantment table. Doing so would help me deal a lot more damage to the dragon and provide a possible infinity bow. Number two was getting potions like slow falling and strength with some others that might help in the long run. Slow falling is important for hardcore, so I don't get one hit KO'd by the dragon. And last but not least would be number three, getting a pumpkin to slap on the dome, so I don't get bullied by tall men. I may not be a basketball player, but man oh man do I have dreams. The first thing I want to focus on is my enchantment table. In case you don't know, the enchantment table to be fully maxed out to level 30 for the best games enchantments, it takes a lot of paper and leather, neither of which that I have a good source for. So day 38 was the perfect time to get that started. Day 39, I officially moved all of my inventory from the shack and the beach over to my house. I then used all the remaining dirt in my chest to expand my farm because I plan on getting cows very soon. And before the sun went down, I went outside and enjoyed the presence outside. I was officially in love with this place, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever leave here. Day 40, I instantly woke up to go expand my sugarcane farm, and of course, I got jumped. Oh god! Once I got done expanding the sugarcane farm, I put down more dirt for the cow pen, and that was it. I started day 41 with building the cow pen, and then expanding more of the sugarcane, and then made my very first potions. Day 42 was the day I got my cows, and with doing so, I wanted to explore a little bit, so I took the ocean way. And the second I touched land, the first animal I found was a cow. But there indeed was a tiny problem, and I couldn't have it here. So I took this one home and went back. After slaughtering a ton of animals, I finally found my very first village over the horizon. So I grabbed my target, stole everything they owned, and went to sleep. In the morning of day 43, I took all of the hay bales I could find, found a jungle not far from here, and found my second ruined nether portal. With that, I grabbed the cow and went back home. With 2 cows now, we can start the bookmaking process. My first priority is to breed the cows so I can get leather. The more leather I get, the more books I can make. The more books I make, the more bookshelves I can make. You get it. Upgrading the enchantment table is very, very easy, but it is one hell of a process. Day 44, I started the process by focusing on breeding the cows, so when I had to wait for their breeding cooldown, I added some things to the surrounding area to make it more likable. All I did day 45 was breed the cows and terraform. Day 46, I put slabs in so I didn't use too much hunger jumping all the time, and I liked the road system I had going on. After that, I made a dock for the potential campsite I'm making and continued terraforming for a cool spot like this to appear. I have plans for this, so this will be pretty cool once I finish it. Day 47, I bred the animals some more, learned that I don't have to spend days finding more templates for armor sets, and fully fleshed out my walkways. It's gorgeous. Day 48 was nothing but working on the new mine, which I was putting underneath the main bridge so far. Day 49 started with me working on the mine, but then I got a thought. I should celebrate. So with that, I got the ingredients and spent 10 minutes trying every recipe I could think of from memory to make a cake. Well, at least till I, gave up. Whatever, it's made. We have made it to day 50. And I don't plan on doing shit. I have survived 50 days without dying in hardcore Minecraft, and at the time, I thought this was a huge achievement. I mean, it is, but either way, I am so proud of myself for getting this far, and honestly, I don't regret for any mistakes that I've made within this challenge so far, and honestly, I'm just proud that I'm alive still, and that I have a cake inside with 0 pieces taken out of. If you want one, hit that subscribe button. Day 51, all I did was work in the mine, breed the cows, and terraform around my portal. Day 52, I tried making a book sandwich. Yeah, I don't really know what meds I was on. I put my enchantment table down for the first time ever. Day 53, I randomly found a dolphin that was stuck in my unfinished dock, and when I saved him, I went and upgraded my enchantment table. Day 54, I slayed a lot of cows, got my enchantment table up to level 14, and made a bow and a fishing rod. All of day 55, I fished. Relaxing, but boring. My base on boat actually looks really, really nice. I really like the look of this place. Day 56 was a turning point in my hardcore focus. The end fight was coming and it wasn't going to stop for anything, so I got all the materials from the farms I've been making over the past couple days and got to killing cows. Right after that, my defiant sheep thought it would be hilarious to try and sneak out. I honestly don't know what he was thinking. Like, honestly. Where do you think you're going? When one disobeys, the other must pay. To start day 57, I started smelting glass for water bottles, and you'll never guess what that is for. Potions. I'm going to let my younger self take it away, because I'd say he did pretty well on explaining everything we'll be doing for the next couple of days. So, with that being said, take it away. The first one is fire resistance, which is made with a mixture of magma cream and the addition of choice redstone. This will be the potion of choice when it comes to retrieving the ingredients for the Eyes of Ender. The next one is the potion of strength. With a mixture of blaze powder, we can actually get a strength potion to get the best valuable hits on the dragon. But that also comes down to the best offense having the best defense. That's why we're gonna make potions of healing and potion of regen using gas tears and glistening melons. On top of that, I figured just grab some swiftness too. I feel like it'll come in handy. And for the final and the most important one, the potion of slow falling, with the creation of phantom membrane, and I'm probably gonna put some redstone in it. Alright, calm down, nerd. Alright, jeez. Alright, let's get on with it. After getting my enchantment table up to level 20, I started brewing the potions, and honestly, I kinda missed doing this. This was really fun. We did it! We did it, baby! Yeah! let's go. We got a fully leveled up enchantment table, which means let's get some enchantments. Quick murder. But before I did that, the sun actually went down, and so with that, I wanted to stay inside because I can't sleep. I have to wait for phantoms to spawn to get the slow falling potions. So I got bored and started a whole basement project. Because you have to stay up 3 days for phantoms to spawn, I will come back to this during nighttime. So with that out of the way, let's get to some enchanting. First up, my bow, and power 4 is promising, and boom, there it is. Oh my god, I actually got really excited there. But it is for a reason. Infinity in my situation is the best thing to get right now, and to get it first try is absolutely insane. Unfortunately, I am a little broke to get my sword enchanted, so I went and bred the cows to get some more XP. And on top of that, we actually have every potion other than slow falling. Now we are just waiting for these stupid phantoms to spawn. So while we waited, I got back to working on my basement plan. Day 59 was literally me just being bored and dancing around the campfire trying to conjure up these stupid phantoms to spawn. You know, normally it only takes 3 days, but I don't know, man. It feels like I've been up for a week, dude. There's nothing here. So I got tired of waiting, and I was planning to go to the Nether to get some glowstone so I can throw my potions instead of just drink them, and to get some more blaze rods. But on my way out, you'll never guess what showed up. Die! And ladies and gentlemen, we officially have everything acquired for our potions. Drum roll, please, and boom! There it is, slow falling. And with that, we officially have everything. Almost. Holy shit! Money, 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 money. On guard! Wow, 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 wow. Cry for me. Okay, now we have everything. And now I finally get to sleep. Only thing we're missing now is just the Eyes of Ender. So, let's go chain up the piggy that went to the market and steal everything he bought. As I was on my way to do that, though, I came down here and, that is a full set of diamond on a naturally spawned mob. That is insane. Die. I did lose the only piglin that spawned by my portal, so I was looking for a crimson or warped forest to get ender pearls, but yeah, no, there's nothing here. I'm just gonna go home. I did actually take a very ballsy move on just the enchantment for my sword of being fire aspect 2. That could have been just that, but thankfully it did get knocked back too. I don't think it's a good sword at all, but you know what? I'm not mad about it. And with that, we should have everything almost done. And we are almost ready for that end fight. I am scared. Very, very scared. But in the end, I know I'm going down with courage. Day 64, I wanted to see what these armor templates were all about, so I needed diamonds. So I went mining for them and redstone to make some longer lasting potions. But things were getting really, really serious when all these zombies showed up, and then the golden brute showed his face. Oh! A baby zombie with golden armor is not to play with, so I instantly ran to the safest spot I could find, and of course he was right behind me. This is a prime example of why you should light up your caves in hardcore, because if there were a single skeleton in this entire cave that shot me right now, I would for sure die. I did fortunately get back safely though, so I just went to sleep. Day 65, I used the redstone I had to make longer lasting potions of swiftness, regen, fire resistance, and slow falling. After that, I went back to mining and came back to the surface for my templates. Before I did so though, I realized I had 30 levels, so I might as well see what enchantments I can get on my diamond pick. And instantly, when I saw Fortune 2, I instantly grabbed it because this makes up one of the most broken pickaxes in the entire game. It wasn't Fortune 3, but that's fine with me. Now with a really good pickaxe, I'm excited to see this really, really bad template. This looks terrible. Day 66, I made my way into the Nether to find ender pearls, and luckily for me, didn't get shot in the face because I had money. After whipping my heavy gold at him, I got 11 pearls from him, whether he liked it or not, and turned every single one of them into ender eyes. So with that, other than a pumpkin on my head, I have everything ready for the fight. But for the ender dragon to take up the full 100 days, we still have a lot of time on our hands. So let's build some things. Day 76, the village is looking swell, and I am missing one ingredient for this end fight, the pumpkin. The last thing I want to do is get to the end of the challenge and die to a big, tall, bald man. And you know what? I spent all day looking for this thing, and honestly, I think I found it. I found my very first frog. Pretty cute. For the pumpkin, on the other hand, I have no clue. I went to the top of the world, basically, and nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Then I got the idea that it would be a lot easier to find if I were to just run in the savannah, and I was correct. And boom. With that, everything is 100% official. In this chest is everything I need for the end fight. Normally everyone that does this challenge does a smart thing of doing raids to get totems just in case something happens, but I wanted to challenge my worthiness of such a thing by not doing so, and with that in mind, I spent day 77 making a blacksmith area around my base camp, and everything but the building looks cool, and I like the vibe. After praising the great chicken, day 78 I finished the blacksmith's stairs and took my Fortune 2 pickaxe for its first ever mining trip, and it did better than I expected. So well, in fact, I put a block of diamond in my basement trophy room. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have 20 days until the challenge is over, which means tomorrow we go slay the beast. Today is the day we make the journey to my fate. So to start things off, we're gonna throw this eye and see where it's located. Target acquired. Just like that, I got in my boat and started the very journey. Whether it was going to be a long journey or not, I was making a journey that was already exploring things that I've never even seen in Minecraft before yet. And one of those things was this very frog. And with that type of frog, I introduce you the swamp. This place, as you can imagine, is very difficult to navigate. But even though it was, I saw some pretty cool things. Exiting the swamp brought way more challenges, and honestly, it was a very annoying one. And just after traversing that, I found my very first desert actually, and man, oh man, did I get dehydrated. Soon after that, I never thought I would find one, but I literally found a gold mine. Eventually, I was pushing a dangerous game with the sunlight, so I figured to settle down for the night and sleep it off till tomorrow. After chasing eyes a bit more, we found it, so I dug down and almost died. Can you imagine if I just died right here? I would personally email Mojang to ask them to ban me. And with that, I have found the stronghold. The end portal is here, and this is where the final fight takes place. Surely it won't take me too long to find this portal. 3 days. It took me 3 days to find this portal. So apparently there's secret hallways on the other side of false walls in the hallways. So that's where my portal room was. It was exactly on the other side of one of those false walls. So yeah, it took me 3 days to find this portal. So happy that I finally found this portal room. I fought a wall of enemies because I broke their home, and trust, this gets a lot worse. You've got to be kidding me. With my luck, why in the world would I ever think that my portal would have any preset eyes? Holy shit! So, in attempt to get home quicker or possibly find blaze rods or, I don't know, ender pearls, I went through the Nether, and of course, it put me in the worst possible location for a portal. I am sitting over Bowser's castle with no land below me. 4 eyes needed. Got it. And just like that, we are back. did it. Barely, but we did it. And that was good enough for me, so right after I put everything I used from the fight into the vault and got a new set of them. Day 87, I wanted to stay home for a bit and do some mining after almost dying not once, but twice. So with that, I enchanted a better sword than I had and went down to the mines. Mining was really calming my nerves, and that was the rest of my day. Day 88, I got myself an even better bow without infinity, unfortunately, and did a bunch of home maintenance. That was very relaxing and all, but the very next day, I made my way back to the end for a couple of things. The dragon egg and the elytra. Now, I've already beat the base game, so with that in mind, I was fine with dying if I did die past this point, but obviously, you know, I'm not going to try. So with that, I made my way up to the portal and went inside. It was actually pretty cool when I got in. This chorus fruit actually made like a perfect staircase for me to get down, so it was kind of cool. What wasn't cool is that I spent 3 freaking days trying to find an end city. Fortunately, I did finally find one, and it was the biggest one I've ever seen. It took me a while, but man, oh man, I am here, and I'm happy to be. So after fighting my way through the city and getting juked by a shulker for 10 minutes, I finally found the wings I've been searching for. So with the objective complete, I grabbed the dragon head to gather dust on, looted the city, and flew home. Day 93, all I did was praise my accomplishments. I've been wanting to see my base in flight for a long time now, and today was the day I got to do so. To finish the day off, I finally finished the dock that I made, like, God, I don't even remember, long time ago, and now it's finally done. Wow, I am sluggish. Day 94, I made some light posts, and honestly, they're simple, but I do like the look of them. After that, I put lanterns on my bridge as well. It's almost like I'm rich now. Day 95, I got bored and developed more of the smithing area and spent all of my levels enchanting random books, which I now think was stupid of me. The last 5 days of the challenge, I did almost nothing, so I wanted to leave this audio message here. When I started this world, I was 17 years old and in high school. At the time, I only had around 150 subscribers, and since then, I have not only grown as a person, but as a content creator. I am now close to my first ever milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and though that may not be a lot to most, for me, that's a ton. I just want to thank each and every single one of you for watching. I am now 19 with a path that has been set out before me, and it's a path I'm still not sure I'll follow. But if this video does well enough, I think that path is the way I'll choose for my future. Dedication, and most of all, for you guys. I feel stupid telling people that I make gaming content online sometimes, and the support you guys have given me from this Minecraft series, even though this video is coming out a year and a half later, it means the world to me, and takes all the weird, shy disencouragement to tell people about my channel away. You guys mean a lot to me, and it's always been a dream of mine to have a community of like-minded people, you know, and you who are watching are one of those people. So, thank you, and with that we hit 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're new here and you want to be a part of this community, hit that subscribe button down below, and I promise that I'll try my best to make your stay absolutely worth it.